Trump and his administration cares so much about seniors, they are going to end the subsidy for the Medicare Part D drug program. What? Yes, Donald Trump and the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid are going to end the drug subsidy that was given to seniors for their Medicaid Part D program. Whether you get it through directly as a part of the plan, which is 25 million seniors get it, or 32 million seniors get it through the Advantage, one of the Advantage plans. This was announced by Amendment Oz, and they're going to be doing away with it. The last will be December 31st of 2026. Saying it basically it costs too much money. I believe my numbers are in 2025 this was $6.2 billion, and so far in 2026 $3.6 billion have been used of federal funds. They don't think we have enough funds to do this with that. Probably need to build another ballroom, another reflecting pool, buy another one of those Qatari jets and retrofit it. Who knows what they need to do it. Maybe Cash needs another one of those jets to keep on traveling around the world. I don't know. Or maybe they want another slush fund to pay out those January 6ers. It could stop some of these subsidies that these big companies get. You do know that Elon Musk, over the years, all of his companies, Tesla, SpaceX, and others, have gotten about $38 billion in subsidies, contracts, loans, and tax credits from the federal government. Likewise, Amazon has gotten around $15 billion from the federal government, from state and local governments. Y'all don't realize all these big companies get all these subsidies, but they do. But they don't think we as seniors deserve some extra help to be able to afford our drugs. Yep, that's it. So they're going to cut that. You can thank Amendment Oz, you can thank Donald Trump, and they probably need to fund some more for that war in Iran, the one that Donald Trump said he was never going to have, because they're running out of money. That they probably need to buy some more weapons. Or maybe they need to give Israel their $3.8 billion is coming up, and they're going to use it for that. What do you think? I don't know. It's all about our priorities and where we spend our money. But clearly, our seniors and their drug prescription programs is not important enough to continue to fund under the Trump administration. Vote blue in 2026. And if you listen on only Fox, you probably never heard about this, but it's in the news. Not on Fox, probably, though.
Yeah. Fuck this whole goddamn administration, dude. I just got my healthcare taken away from me. I'm a 100% disabled veteran. I got a partial part of my fucking healthcare taken away from me because of fucking Donald Trump and his goddamn cronies. Thank you. Thank you so goddamn much. Thank you. I'm gonna be in fucking pain for weeks again because I can't get the goddamn healthcare that I need. They took away my fucking healthcare. Are you listening yet? They don't give a fuck about American people. They don't give a shit about veterans. They took my fucking healthcare. I'm a 100% disabled veteran, and they took my goddamn chiropractor, you guys. The only thing that gives me relief from my broken back. The only thing that gives me relief. They took it away from me. They say I live too close, and now community care is no longer available to me. Even though the VA is so understaffed, they cannot get people in when it's actually necessary. They can't get people in because they're so understaffed. Thank you. Thank you so fucking much for voting for this shit. Thank you. Thank you. I hope you have fucking veterans in your family that shame on you. Shame on the MAGA people. Shame on this goddamn regime. Are you fucking serious? I can't get my goddamn healthcare, but billionaires can get more fucking tax breaks? Awesome! That's fucking awesome!
Go ahead and tell me how much he loves you. So they're not ending the Medicare Part D. They're doing the subsidies where they get fucking help with the prescription drug coverage. This is going to roughly affect 11 million people. Senior citizens, by the way. So, Republicans owning the libs? Are you winning still? Like, what's going on here, man? We have fucking $1.5 trillion for war. But they can't help their own people here. Dope. Wow. Hey. Fucking winning.
There.
Millions of elderly people are about to have their insurance premiums go up, up, up because the Trump administration is ending the Medicare Part D subsidy program. Did I say millions? I meant tens of millions. What this is, currently the government gives insurance companies billions of dollars, which to cap the premiums to keep them lower. And on average, it's $36 a month for these elderly or disabled people to have insurance. Well, this move is going to raise insurance costs up maybe $20 or so per month, which when you're on a fixed income, any little oopsie doopsie in the budget is not a good thing. And this is an extra $240 that people are going to have to pay per year. This comes at a time when the Affordable Care Act subsidies are all expiring as well, which is going to raise drug costs for people. Prescription, y'all calm down. But if you're concerned, don't worry. Dr. Oz, the great, not Dr. Oz, has said that this isn't really going to affect people. You'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Just a few people. I think it matters to those few people. And if you, by few, you mean tens of millions of people. Hello? I could rant all day about the lack of humanity. And if you're interested in that, let me know. I'd love to do some lives so we can get that going. But yeah, just wanted to give you this update. Fauci is currently in Congress pleading the fifth, which I don't blame him after listening to some of the questions they're asking him, because arguing with idiots is never a good idea. Anyway, let me know what you think about this. Follow for more. Link to my Substack if you want to support my stuff. It's free. I send a newsletter in the morning during the week for you. And I'll talk to you a little bit. Okay, love you.
So do you know what Donald Trump just did to the very people that put him into office? See, if you're on Medicare, you have parents or grandparents on Medicare, you're going to want to hear this, because what the Trump administration just announced could end up costing some seniors who again voted for Donald Trump more money for their prescription medication coverage. And that's the thing though, should we even care? Because it's affecting the people that literally put him into office. They voted for this. So here's what's going on in case you don't know. See, the Trump administration announced that it is ending a temporary Medicare Part D subsidy program in 2027, which many people don't know what the heck I'm talking about because they haven't heard about it. So let me tell you, this program was created to help keep prescription medication insurance premiums from jumping too quickly while Medicare's new medication pricing was being rolled out. So in other words, the federal government has been helping stabilize costs, and now that help is scheduled to end in 2027, which is next year. See, the administration says that programs like these were always meant to be temporary, then taxpayers shouldn't keep footing the bill forever. And critics argue that once those subsidies disappear, most Medicare beneficiaries could end up paying higher premiums depending on how their insurers respond. Now, supporters say it's the right move because temporary government programs shouldn't become permanent. And opponents, of course, say that seniors could be the ones that are going to be paying the price. But see, here's the bigger question. Is this responsible spending that finally ends another temporary government subsidy? Or is it a decision that could make prescription medication coverage more expensive for millions of older Americans, along with the price of gas and food, of course? See, one thing is certain. If you or someone that you love relies on Medicare Part D, this story is definitely worth paying attention to, because the effects won't be felt tomorrow necessarily, but they are going to be felt in 2027. But again, should we even care, since this is exactly what the seniors voted for?
So here's the story that deserves a lot more attention than it's getting. Medicare Part D is not being completely eliminated, but something important is changing. The Trump administration has decided to end a temporary federal program that helped keep Medicare Part D premiums lower, right, while the prescription drug system was being redesigned. Like, what does this mean in plain English? It means many seniors will soon see their monthly prescription drug premiums go significantly up. And the administration argues that the subsidy was always meant to be temporary, and that taxpayers shouldn't keep footing the bill for insurance companies. While obviously critics argue that ending it now simply shifts more of the cost onto the seniors, many of whom are already struggling with inflation, housing costs, and medical expenses. They simply cannot afford it. Depending on the plan, some people may only see like a small increase, but others could see a significant increase, and they will probably not be able to cover it. So this isn't a story about Medicare completely disappearing. It's a story about who pays: the federal government, insurance companies, or seniors out of their pockets themselves. And that's the debate we should actually be having, because regardless of your politics, when millions of older Americans may end up not affording their medication, their prescription drugs, it's worth paying attention to.
My medication, it runs $20,000 a month without insurance. I make $800 a month. Oh, that will kill me. That would kill my friends.
This is quite literally what you voted for. Why are you so confused? You voted for the man that wanted to take away Medicaid. He took away the Medicaid, and you're shocked? You can't afford your medicine? Oh, don't worry, I'm sure that Doge check's still on the way. I do not care. I legit do not care about any of these people. They voted against their own interests. They voted against themselves. Why should I give a fuck that he can't afford his medicine? He should have thought about that before voting for the candidate that wanted to make it so he couldn't get it. Call me selfish, call me heartless. I really don't care. These people fucked around and now they're finding out. I don't care. And the thing is, they don't regret voting for Trump because Trump is a bad guy and he's hurting people. They regret voting for Trump because now they are being affected. When Trump was only affecting the brown people, they were like, yeah, fuck yeah, Trump, woo! But now that it's starting to affect them, now it's like, oh, wait a minute. I didn't vote for this. Yes, you did. You sure did. So I don't know what you expect people to do. Maybe call your president. Maybe your president could call his little billionaire friends and they can help you out. Because unfortunately for you, all I have to give are concepts of thoughts and prayers.
We're going to protect our great seniors, and I will never let anyone touch your Medicare. 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 I will never let anyone touch your Medicare.
So MAGA voters feel betrayed after Trump's medical changes. Now they are asking, are we great yet? So one of the fattest ways of politician, or let me say one of the fattest way for any politician to lose support, is when people believe the promises they voted for no longer match the reality they are living. For years, Donald Trump told Americans he would protect working families, strengthen the economy, and make the country greater than ever before. So millions of people believe that message is true. So many retirees, seniors, and rural voters become some of his strongest supporters because they trusted that programs. They depended on, they think they can depend on that. But today, many Americans are asking difficult questions, especially whenever they hear news about possible changes to medical care or health care spending. And honestly, I think that is understandable. When you are retired, medical care, Medicare is not just another government program. It is peace of mind. It is knowing you can visit your doctor, you can afford your medication, and you can even receive treatment without worrying that every medical bill will destroy your savings. So once you have small money, you'll be okay because you will think that you can easily buy some medical drugs or pay the medical bills. That is why even the discussion of changes to Medicare makes many seniors very nervous. So the question is, if a politician promised to protect your health care but later supported changes that affected your own benefit, do you think that leader deserves another support, or will you still support that leader in the future? I would like to know that one in the comment section below. Now, I also think it is important to be fair. Supporters of the Trump administration often argue that proposed Medicare changes are intended to reduce government spending, to eliminate waste, or make the program financially sustainable for future generations, not to take health care away from seniors. So that is an important perspective. Every government eventually have to deal with rising healthcare costs and growing national debt. So ignoring those problems is not a long-term solution. But here is where I think politicians sometimes make a mistake. You can't spend years telling seniors they will be protected and then expect them not to worry when they hear about cuts or reduced subsidies or policy change that could affect what they pay or what they receive. So trust is difficult to build and very easy to lose. So I also believe this is not just about Donald Trump. So every president eventually faces the same challenge. The campaign promises are exhausting. Governing is much harder. So once you are in office, every decision affects real people. So a budget cut on paper may mean a senior struggle to afford medication. So a policy change may force someone to delay medical treatment. Those are real consequences, not just political debate. That is why I think leaders should be extremely careful whenever healthcare is involved because of millions of Americans. It is not about politics anymore. The only thing they want is it is all about survival. And I also think many voters are beginning to realize something. Supporting a politician doesn't mean agreeing with every decision they make. In fact, healthy democracy depends on voters asking hard questions, even when those questions are directed at leaders they supported. Blind loyalty helps politicians. Accountability helps citizens. I believe Americans should expect every administration, Republican or Democrat, to explain exactly how healthcare changes will affect ordinary families before asking for public support. People who observe transparency, they deserve honesty, and most importantly, they deserve to know whether the promises made during campaign still match the policies being implemented. That is why some voters today are asking, are we great yet? Not because they are trying to be Socratic, but because they are measuring political promises against their everyday lives. What they always think is, can they pay for, can they afford healthcare? Can they still pay for prescription? Can they still retire with dignity? Those questions matter much more than the political slogan. And at the end of the day, I don't think Americans care about what party wins every political argument. I think they care about whether they can live with security, dignity, and confidence about their future. If leaders can provide that, they will earn people's trust. If they can't, voters have every right to demand better. Because in my own opinion, democracy is not about staying loyal to one political ever. Or it's not about staying loyal to one politician forever. It is about holding every leader accountable for the promises they make and the decisions they take. So, if medical care changes meant reducing government spending but also made healthcare more expensive for some seniors, do you think you have to support those changes? Or should protecting retirees always come first? So share your thoughts respectfully in the comment section. Thanks for watching, guys, and see you in my next video.